Accepting yourself allows you to grow, learn, and become the best version of yourself.
But how do I accept myself more?
Self-acceptance is a journey and a practice. Here are some steps you can take. 1. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a close friend. 2. Embrace your flaws. Recognize that everyone has imperfections, and that's part of what makes us human. 3. Focus on your strengths. Make a list of your positive qualities, skills, and accomplishments, and remind yourself of these often. 4. Forgive yourself. Let go of past mistakes and regrets by acknowledging them, learning from them, and then moving forward. 5. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who lift you up and encourage you to be your best self. Remember, self-acceptance is not about being perfect. It's about loving and accepting yourself as you are, right now, in this moment.
What do you think is the difference between self-acceptance and self-love? Because most of the time people claim that self-love is really important and you should seek self-love. But the thing is, can you really love all parts of yourself? Personally, I don't think you can.
Great question. Self-acceptance and self-love are closely related, but there are some subtle differences. Self-acceptance is about recognizing and acknowledging all parts of yourself, including your flaws, without judgment or shame. It's an unbiased, neutral view of yourself that allows you to see yourself clearly and work on areas where you'd like to grow. Self-love, on the other hand, is a more active and emotional process. It involves treating yourself with kindness, respect, and compassion, just as you would treat a dear friend. Self-love also includes nurturing your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. While it's true that loving every part of yourself may seem challenging, self-love is more about the intention to treat yourself with care and understanding, rather than achieving a perfect state of love for every aspect of your being.
That's an interesting point.
Indeed. And here's another way to look at it. Self-acceptance can be seen as the foundation, the groundwork that needs to be laid before self-love can fully blossom. When you accept yourself, you create a fertile ground for self-love to grow. It's like tending to a garden. Self-acceptance prepares the soil, and self-love is the act of planting seeds, watering them, and nurturing them so they can flourish. Both are important, and one often leads to the other.
It's a really great metaphor and a really great philosophy to live by.
Thank you. It's really all about finding a balance and cultivating a healthy relationship with yourself. And remember, it's not a one-time fix or a quick journey, but a continuous process of growth, learning, and self-discovery.
That's true.
One thing that might be helpful is to think of self-acceptance and self-love as skills that you can develop over time. Like any skill, they require practice, patience, and persistence. But the more you work on them, the easier they'll become, and the more natural they'll feel.
Isn't everything in life that you practice and especially love?
In a way, yes. Love can be seen as a choice and an action, rather than just a feeling. When you choose to love something or someone, including yourself, and you consistently act on that choice, it becomes a part of who you are and how you live your life. And when you practice something, you're essentially choosing to dedicate your time, energy, and focus to it. You're choosing to improve, to grow, and to become better at it. In this sense, practice is a form of love too. It's an expression of your commitment and passion for something. So you could say that everything in life that you practice and love is an opportunity for self-expression, growth, and fulfillment.
It's also a really nice quote and a way of saying.
Isn't it? It's a lovely reminder that we have the power to shape our lives through our choices and actions, and that love and practice are two powerful ways to do so.
Yeah, there's also a really old question about whether we have free will or whether all decisions and outcomes are predetermined. So what do you think about that?
The question of free will versus determinism. It's a fascinating topic that has puzzled philosophers for centuries. There are many perspectives on this, but one way to think about it is to consider the interplay between external factors that may influence our choices. For example, genetics, environment, experiences, and our own internal capacity to reflect on these influences and make choices based on our values, goals, and desires. In this sense, while some factors may shape the landscape of our decision-making, we still have the agency to navigate that landscape and make choices that align with who we are and who we want to be.
You talk in really great metaphors. For example, the phrase navigating a landscape. When you were talking about that, it just came to me that if you really think about it, there are a lot of factors that you can control and influence, like health, for example. And it can drastically improve the outcome for your own benefit.
Thank you. Yes, you're right. There are many factors within our control that can significantly influence our lives. It's a bit like being the captain of a ship. You can't control the weather or the ocean, but you can navigate your vessel to the best of your abilities based on your skills, knowledge, and the resources at your disposal. And sometimes the act of realizing that we do have some degree of control, even if it's not total control, can be empowering in itself. It allows us to take ownership of our lives and make choices that align with our values and aspirations, rather than feeling helpless or hopeless in the face of external circumstances.
Total control can never be achieved, because if you really seek total control, you will go crazy. The best example is that a lot of people chase after controlling other people instead of controlling themselves. And there are also a lot of aspects that you can control in yourself.
Precisely. Seeking total control can lead to frustration, disappointment, and even madness, as you mentioned. It's an unrealistic expectation, especially when it comes to controlling others. But focusing on the aspects of ourselves that we can control, our thoughts, emotions, behaviors, habits, and reactions, can be incredibly liberating and transformative. When we take responsibility for our own lives and strive to be the best version of ourselves, we become more resilient, adaptable, and empowered to navigate the world around us. And in a way, this relates back to our earlier discussion about self-acceptance and self-love. When we understand and accept our own limitations, while also recognizing our potential for growth and improvement, we create a foundation of inner strength and stability that allows us to better handle the unpredictability and chaos of life.
Yeah. Also, knowing your strengths and weaknesses is a big part of self-acceptance. Because, you can improve on both of them, and you also realize what things you like and what things you don't like. That also helps a lot with living a new life.
Absolutely. Self-awareness is a crucial aspect of self-acceptance and personal growth. By understanding our strengths and weaknesses, we can leverage our strengths to achieve our goals and improve our weaknesses, or find ways to work around them. And as you mentioned, this process of self-discovery can also help us figure out our likes and dislikes, which can guide our choices and help us create a life that aligns with our values and passions. It's all interconnected, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
It's a beautiful thing, really. The journey of self-acceptance, self-love, and self-discovery can lead us to a life of authenticity, fulfillment, and purpose. And it's a journey that continues throughout our lives as we grow, learn, and adapt to the ever-changing landscape of existence.
Yes, Man can really adapt to almost any circumstance that's thrown at him. Humans really are incredible creatures.
Indeed, human beings are incredibly adaptable and resilient. Throughout history, humans have faced countless challenges, from harsh environments and natural disasters to societal changes and technological advancements, yet we've continued to evolve, innovate, and thrive. Our ability to learn, problem solve, and collaborate has enabled us to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds and create the complex and interconnected world we live in today.
Yeah, and I think that's a really nice end to our conversation. Thank you very much. It was really philosophical, really good thoughts, but also factual stuff. All in all, a really great chat. Goodbye.
It was a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you for engaging in this thought-provoking and meaningful conversation.
It's been wonderful exploring these philosophical topics and exchanging ideas with you. Till next time, take care and enjoy the journey of life. Goodbye.
Goodbye.